What's going on? So this video is going to be an in-depth guide on Tower of Help Me Please by Autoris, Ring 5.5 Tower Dollars. Let's just get into it. Alright, so anyways, to start, you just got some simple jumps, nothing too crazy. These are conveyors. Literally just jump over here, over to the stun stud. For the spinner, you just want to go here and then up to the second one as soon as you get on that, just in the middle of it. And then come up here, simple jumps. Make sure to angle out before you go. Obviously, set up everything. Slowly push this X pusher until you arrive at the middle, jump up, climb to the top of this wedge to gain maximum height to be able to jump there. Simple spinner, solid trust, not much to say, but it gets harder. Alright, onto this. Don't underestimate this jump, it's pretty long. Alternatively, you could do a little bit of a high jump here if you want to. Floor 2. Alright, these are falling platforms, they have no indication, but just make sure to jump at the very peak when you're at the end of the platform. So here's our first little thing. So this jump is pretty easy, but it could cause people some trouble. So alternatively, instead of cramming your head in there, you could kind of do like a 3-stud walk around and just do a little flick. That's only if you want to do that though. Anyway, simple invisible jumps, nothing much to say here. Now for this dance clip, you're going to want to go approximately to this stud right here, just so you can get just don't get pushed into the wall, and you'll be fine if you just jump straight. You go up here, set this up nicely so you can not hit your head there. And then what you're going to do here is just push it. It's really simple. So for this thing, it's really simple. You can just literally just get on it and just hold W whatever to the end and then just go. Now you got some little jumps into some head hitters or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty simple stuff. Thin studs, nothing crazy yet. Careful with this head hitter. It's not really hard, but whatever. Floor 3. So here's a little bit of a long jump. Don't underestimate it. Get to the edge, like probably on this part of the stud, and then just do a little bit of a long jump. Do a tight turn at the end. And then we're going to go ahead and jump over here. Be careful, because when you're on thin studs, you can easily walk off, so just be careful. Try not to do that much of a long jump, because it's easier to walk off. For this jump, just put your character pretty out on like the upward slant, and then just do a bit of a quick turn. Alternatively, you could jump onto this, or you could just do that, I guess. But I was saying you could jump here in crevice. It's kind of risky, so I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say for that. For this jump, time it whenever the spinner gets to about right here. And your camera, you're gonna want to jump. So boom, right now. And then position your character here. As soon as you see the spinner come out on this side, you're gonna want to jump. So 3, 2, 1, jump. It's worked every time for me, so it should be consistent. You can just skip that jump and just go to here. This is a conveyor though, just be ready. And here we got a bit of a giant spinner, so as soon as the spinner goes past, you need to run, because it's pretty tight. But it shouldn't be that big of an issue if you just do that. Now for these, you're going to want to get as close as possible, and then don't go too early, because you could easily mess up your timing, but as soon as it goes past, just hold W. Pretty simple. Alright, floor 4 time. Starts off with some easy kill brick wraps. Alright, so thin stud right there. Alright, be careful here. Try not to walk off, obviously. I mean, it's pretty apparent. Okay, so for this spinner, as soon as you jump on it, you want to go to the edge, because you're going to have to do a head hitter, so wait to the very peak of the spinner and then jump. As soon as the spinner reaches the end, you just jump off pretty late to do a head hitter. It's pretty easy. Alright. Don't underestimate that jump. This jump is pretty long. Alright, this part, just literally follow me. I've memorized it, so just come over here. Just follow me, just down here, then you take a left, then a left, then a right. Just go straight, and then it should be good. Alright. This jump is pretty long, so just set it up carefully, and you should be good. It's probably like a 10 stud wrap, probably more. It's pretty long. The spinner is nothing to worry about, it's easy. And then just do a little bit of a long jump. And you got a little bit of a cramped head hitter. You might hit the wall, but so you could just go out a little bit more. It's probably fine. For this jump, the easiest way I found to do it is just go to this specific wall here and just jump from the corner onto it. It's a pretty long jump. And we're going back inside to floor 5. So set this up right here. You know, don't set it up too far because you could walk off easily, but just set it up just enough. Floor 5. Floor 5 starts with some awkward slanted parts. All you gotta do is just go up to the wall, flick so you're not climbing it, and then just jump. So flick again, jump, flick again, angle a bit for a wraparound. And obviously you don't have to flick every time if you're not climbing the wall. Jump into this part and then come to the end. And then be careful because these can easily slide you off if you're not in the middle. So try your best to jump in the middle of it. But yeah, you will slide off if you're not careful. Specifically on that one because it's a bit thinner. So here you can either do two things. It's pretty simple. So you can either just kind of like go down a little bit and then jump up. You can just go about it the normal way or whatever. And then you can also skip that and just go climb down a little bit. Just tap S and then, okay, well that can, you gotta be careful about that because if you get too low, you will slide off. So go about here, you should be good. The first option is probably better, but just for variety if you don't feel comfortable going on that thing. Alright, this part is pretty straightforward. For this one, no strategy involved, just jump to it. For this one, the best way to do it instead of pausing in midair is jump, get in the middle of this stud right here, and then you're just gonna do a little bit of like a normal jump. Don't do much of a long jump because you will mess it up. So yeah, just do like until like the next stud, like until you get to this stud, just jump. Yeah, don't jump too late. Anyway, alternatively, you can just do the pause in midair method. Like that's also another way, but yeah, it's whatever works for you. You can find like the perfect timing for that probably. Set up for a 12 stud, if that's a 12 stud. Alright, so now these are just conveyors. The first two you don't have to worry about. The easiest way is just go to the back and then just start jumping. Obviously, just time your jump to the part. This one's kind of long, so don't underestimate it. Go a little bit ahead of the part so you don't get like flung backwards when you jump off. Okay, this one is the opposite way, I forgot to say. But it's easy too. Alright, then we got slanted parts, so just make sure your character is pretty out and then just wrap around. Wrapping again. This part just jump up. Okay, this part is pretty sketchy. All you gotta do is just hold W. And then you can also jump. You can just hold W and jump off at the end, or you can just come here and just kind of do a little bit of a snap rotation. And then just jump. Careful here, this is a conveyor. So the easiest way to do this is probably just to like go on the edge and then just climb down. Well, yeah. That's an easy way to do it, but another way is just kind of to brute force it. Kind of just like go down, and then you beware because you got another conveyor right after. Kind of just tap D, and then as soon as you're ready to go, just untap D and just kind of just head in that direction, or you can just kind of time the jump backwards, or from afar, not backwards. So you get some simple head editors. Make sure to set up this one pretty low because you're under a roof, so just make sure you set that one pretty low. Now for this part, you can either continue on the spinner here, or you can do kind of a risky jump to skip it. So if you were to go like that, you can do it, because jumping from this platform is kind of inconsistent. Sometimes it just doesn't let you up like that, which skips this part, which I'm about to tell you what it is. So you're going to want to jump down to the spinner, and as soon as you see this, you're going to have to jump off. Obviously, you don't have to jump off as soon as you can, but you can just wait there. So you're getting there, and you're going to want to try to aim for that one, because just to skip the bottom one, this one conveys you towards the wall, so you're going to be safe. This one's going to convey you over there, so as soon as you get on it, make sure to hold space. This whole section just hold space. On the wall, you just kind of slide on it until you're at the edge, and then jump around. Pretty simple. And then just time your jump onto this little part right here. And then a simple wrap around. Welcome to floor 6. Floor 6, yeah. This floor starts off strange, so you're going to want to just... It's not really a bit of a problem, but like... I think these platforms are just used to like protect yourself from the moving walls, but if there's like a corner where there's no like positions that they're at, you're safe. Like right here, they're not gonna come over here, so you can just wait. This part's super easy, so you shouldn't have a problem with it, honestly. Like you can just take your time like so, and you'll be good. And you can just, I'm gonna skip over here just for, yeah, it's pretty easy. You don't really gotta hide that much. They're pretty easy to dodge. For this part, I'd recommend going not too like under this part, but just enough to be able to climb it, because that's like a fail safe. Because I've tried to do this and I've failed one time, so it's just a safer way to do it. just under it instead of going out. Some little bit of high jumps. Then you got some simple reverse head editors, nothing crazy. Just gonna climb down here like that, or you can just drop down. And for this part, just follow me. Some more fake platforms on this wall, so you're just gonna come over here. All right, so now these walls are basically gonna try to block your vision, so just kind of try to be wary. This jump's kind of long. Shouldn't be that hard. There's not much to say, but you know, don't underestimate this jump. It's pretty long, just so you know. Okay, set up like on the edge, probably like here, because away from the wedge, so you can just do a little bit of a wraparound motion, just to not get hit by that at all. And you can either do like a little wraparound like that, or you can do a little bit header, but you could get slid off, so be careful about doing the head hitter. And this part is just invisible, so you just want to kind of climb up here, and welcome to floor 7. So it starts off with some invisible head hitters, pretty simple, nothing too crazy, obviously. Don't underestimate this jump. Okay, this spinner is kind of tricky. As soon as a spinner comes to you, you're going to want to jump to it, wait, and then jump around it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Alternatively, you could jump on it and then jump on it here. I know. Those are just the best ways to do it. I mean, that's how you're supposed to do it for the most part. Anyways, we got some thin studs. This one's pretty long, so don't underestimate it. Set up carefully. Jump over here. Okay. For this jump, you're going to have to dance clip to this, but the best way to do it is just set up on this, like the third stud from the end, so that your dance clip animation doesn't hit this wall. Make sure your camera's straight into the wedge so you don't get ragdolled or anything. Set up the thin stud carefully. It's pretty dang thin. For this, just line up in the middle of the stud. You should be good. Make sure to turn towards the part after you dance clip, though. You know, obviously, just so you don't miss the platform. All right. Now you're just going to jump into these simple parts. Just do a little bit of a wraparound formation, I guess. Nothing crazy. Like, this is literally like baby mode. If you've gotten this far. Now for this part, you have to go sideways. So just push it sideways, and you can either just turn, which is a little janky, but there's another way. You can just go probably like a little bit to the right of the X pusher, then just let go of first person, just scroll out. Now, just glide on this truss down here, nothing to worry about. And then we're going to climb down here, probably like about there. And jump. Okay, and then you got a little bit of a head hitter, so be careful. Don't jump out that wide, because you could miss it. Tricky jump here, just go inwards, not really tricky, but... Okay, this head hitter is a little scuffed. You're just going to want to aim kind of like this way, and then right as you get out, you're just going to turn in. Okay, now you're a safety net, so... Yeah, just push this hanging thing so you can climb on it, and you just got simple long jumps on these things. Alright, so this spinner is nothing to worry about, it's easy. Just get on the edge of it, and then just jump to the inside. It's really easy. Alternatively, you could just skip the jump and go to the edge, but you know, it's maybe kind of risky. Alright, for this, you're just going to turn the platform like this way. Once it reaches, turns around, you're going to want to jump from the corner. Like that. It's not a far jump. For this jump, make sure that when it's swaying, you have to jump when it's swaying your way, or else it's going to become a really long jump, and then just jump around and off. I also forgot to say, we're literally at floor 8, so you're almost there. Do beware, though, that some of the hardest jumps are ahead, so yeah, they're pretty buns. Be careful on these transparent thin studs, and welcome to floor 9. So this floor has a couple annoying parts, specifically right here. So you got some thin stud long jumps. Make sure to set them up well, but don't go too much to the edge because you will slide off. That one's not that long, but this one is pretty long. So my best recommendation is just to get to the edge, like right here, and let it slid you off a little bit, and then get to the edge of the wall. And just as soon as you get past this wall, you're gonna have to turn in sharply because it's a long jump. For this part, I've fallen here all the way to the bottom, so you gotta be careful. The best way to do it is kind of just jump in midair, and then as soon as you get to the max height, you're going to want to just shove yourself onto the platform like this. Like that. Or you could use the wall, but I'd recommend using lower FPS just to get a better high jump. Don't underestimate this jump. So you're going to go to the edge. And don't go on that part, because it's rough to land on that part, so you're just going to go to the front of it. It's way easier. And then just wrap around on the thin side, be careful. And that's like the hardest part of that floor done. There's not much left. Just got some simple wraparounds. Hopefully you can see them pretty easily. Okay, this wraparound is a little tight, so make sure to turn in as soon as you get past it because this wall can push you. Over this part, kind of just like jump to here, pretty simple. But don't jump too, late, obviously, because it's inside. And then go up here, head editors, easy head editors, nothing to say. Okay, well, welcome to floor 10. This floor does get a little difficult near the middle, but that's kind of the only hard part. So it starts with some easy parts, a little bit of a long jump. So the fog, it's easy. Yeah, I don't know. I've said easy a lot. This tower is pretty filler for the most part. But anyways, simple trust gameplay. Thin stud gameplay. You should know it all by now. Come on. All right. So here's where it gets a little sketchy. So you're gonna want to jump on these corners, but make sure to hover midair just so you don't rub against the cylinder because you could get some weird physics glitch. In this spinning kill brick here, you're gonna have to quickly make your way through here on these platforms, and kind of just you can either jump to here, or you can just jump to, the one that's literally right in front of you. So it's basically like a turnaround jump. Okay, so this part is a little difficult. Just quickly jump into here and then hover midair again, jump into there, and then after that. So once you get here, you're safe from the spinning kill brick. So turn, go to the edge of the platform, right? Angle out a little bit, and then just jump and then turn tightly into there, just so you get the maximum survival point. So now just do a little bit of header. You can either do a side editor route, or you can just do whatever you like. Like you could do one of these, but a side editor is probably the most efficient. And then you can either just walk, jump straight here, or you can just sink into the platform to get a little bit of a boost. I would just recommend jumping straight because the boost can be weird. Landing the platforms are weird. All right, so just jump up here. Once again, angle a little bit out, but not too far to the point where you're gonna walk off, and then jump up, hit editor. Okay, this part is a little sketchy, but the easiest way to do it, just go on the edges. As soon as you get boosted, move, move, and then move. It's pretty simple. Make sure you get enough momentum, obviously. A little bit of long jump here. You're actually so once you get in this area, you're basically good. You basically win. There's no hard jumps left, so unless you're nervous, and that could suck. So yeah, ladder, thin studs. Make sure to not turn on this one because you will fall off. And then all you gotta do, come over here, set this up, jump around, and then the final jump is a 3x2 stick out. Wow, so difficult, I know. And there you go. You have successfully beaten the tower of Help Me Please. Hopefully the strats in the video can help you out if you're struggling on this tower, because I fell quite a few times high up, and just beware, this tower is ridiculously empty, because if you fall, you're most likely going to the bottom. And I'd recommend turning off the floor 1 music because it's horrible. That's about all I have to say. Hopefully this guide helped you out, and I'll probably make guides on earlier towers that I've already beaten. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say, so hope this helped. See ya.